Dr. Jacob Sands. Welcome. And Wendy, I'm so glad that you're here today to share your story. Thanks for being here on the Valder Beebe Show live out of Dallas, Texas.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with you, Dr. Sands, because I'd like you to set the platform for my audience to really understand what we're going to talk about. Tell me what small lung cancer is in a synopsis format.
Well, small cell lung cancer gets its name because when the biopsy is done and look at the cells under a microscope, they tend to be smaller cells. Hence the name years ago that was given of small cell lung cancer. But small cell lung cancer tends to be a more aggressive kind of lung cancer. It tends to spread earlier and also tends to grow more rapidly. Now, thankfully, we have an array of different treatment options as well as some big advances in the field. But this is one of those that can be harder to treat and grow more rapidly.
I'm going to talk to Wendy just a moment. Wendy, can you tell me a bit of your story? Because I know it's way bigger than we have time.
Well, I'll try to break that down for you a little bit, Valder. I was diagnosed in 2023, July of 2023, with small cell lung cancer after my 6th annual CT lung screening, which I had petitioned my primary care physician to be screened because I was at risk. And that 6th screening came up and showed that I had nodules in my lung, which prompted further testing, a biopsy, to determine what type of cancer it was, and it was found out to be small cell. I was treated at the standard of care for limited stage, which was chemotherapy and radiation to my chest. I was able to successfully complete that, go on scans, surveillance. At my 3-month scan, I did have a metastasis to my brain. 2 months after that, it came back to my lung. So that's when I went on clinical trials.
I told my audience you would be here to share your story, and I've got a couple of questions. And one of the questions is, when you're presented with that type of diagnosis, it doesn't matter the cancer to them, but when you're presented with that type of diagnosis, how do you hold on?
You first get that gut punch of a cancer diagnosis, but then I have to hold on to hope and lean into faith. And I know that there are very many smart people out there that are working to find a cure. And if I can just hold on long enough, I'm going to be able to benefit from that research.
You touch my heart, Wendy, with sharing your stories. I want to thank you, but hold that thought. I'm going to come back to you. I got one more question. Dr. Sands, Wendy's story, is it just regular for small cell lung cancer, or is she unique?
Well, she's unique in that she was getting lung screening. Frankly, lung screening is the most beneficial thing we can currently do for all of cancer, actually, is lung screening, and not enough people are getting cancer screening. Unfortunately, the story for people getting screening is often, like she's saying, where she went to her primary care doctor and said, hey, I really want to get this screening test, and this is something that really needs to be more widely offered. And so people should look up if they qualify for lung screening. Now, the other thing unique in her situation, as she's described before, is not only going to her primary care, but not kind of classically fitting, but certainly being high risk for getting a lung cancer diagnosis and really insisting on that and getting those scans. Now, what's more common is that individuals come in with a stage 4 metastatic small cell lung cancer, because this is not something that necessarily causes symptoms when it's early stage, and only when it's more widespread does this diagnosis often happen. And so in many cases, we're starting with talking about a stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis and how to treat that.
I'd like my audience to know I'm speaking with Dr. Jacob Sands. He's a thoracic oncologist at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. And, of course, Wendy Brooks, who's a patient and doing extremely well, it seems. I'm going to end up with you, Wendy. Can you tell my listeners about just a little bit, I think, about clinical trial?
Oh, absolutely. A clinical trial is something that you should explore and have the conversation with your oncologist to see what is available and what would fit for you at the time that you have the discussion. It's not the last line of defense. You are not a guinea pig in this. You're actually getting a better standard of care with being on a trial. There's more monitoring and testing that's done to make sure that the drug is working. And that gives your oncologist an opportunity to pivot if they do see that things are progressing, that you can go on a different treatment.
I'm so glad you're here to tell us that. Do you have a place online for the listeners to go and get more information?
Absolutely. For the listeners to join the fight and to donate, please go to lcfamerica.org.
Thank you so much. Dr. Sands, before I let you go, any new treatments, any technology on the horizon that making a difference for this disease?
Absolutely. You know, the most recent is a drug last year called tarlatamab. This is the first of a class of drugs called T-cell engagers that helps get the immune system fighting the cancer, and then multiple different clinical trials options, from a targeted chemotherapy where we're delivering the chemo right inside the tumor cells, or CAR T, where we're taking some immune cells just from a blood draw, get some immune cells and process those, and then give people back their cells, where that's the treatment. It's a one-time thing, and their own immune system is then fighting the cancer. There are many others, and so it's really important to find out about these specific options, to know, is this the best thing for you, or going on one of these more recently approved drugs? And that's often something that needs to happen at a larger academic center, just to kind of have that discussion. And then if not going on trial, then maybe that can still happen. The standard of care option can happen closer to home. But just make sure you know about all your different options for treatment.
Dr. Sands, that covers everything then when it goes wrong in our bodies. Know about your different options. I want to thank you. And definitely, I'm so impressed by Wendy to be here. I want to thank you both for stopping by the Valder Beebe Show in Dallas, Texas. You have made my day.
Thank you so much, Valder.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to youtube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.